and welcome to the Burger and Badass Show. And we are back again to do it like we are every Wednesday. Talk a little bit of college football, soon to be college basketball. But I want to start off with the show. Big news. I know you're happy, Badass.
Oh, you fucking know it, buddy.
I know you, man, we celebrated so much on Saturday, on Monday night. And I'm telling you, man, it was good to see them finally do it. 35 years.
It really, at 35 years it was, but we just got to give it to them. You know, I don't think people understand just how epic it was. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it over to my homeboy, Mr. Ben Boulware.
What is this moment like for you? As soon as the trophy was up here before it was presented, you were kissing that thing. What was it like? I'm so happy to see the fruit of our labor, to see all the hard work pay off. All year, we controlled the input. All night we controlled the input. We controlled our attitude, our mentality, our mindset, and we let care of the output take care of itself. And I'm so happy for our family. This is not for just us. This is for the Tosh boys, the Stephon Anthonys, the Grady Jarretts, the Nuke Hopkins, Sammy Watkins. Y'all built this. Y'all started this foundation. And all we did is build upon it. And we finished it. It's been 35 long years. Clemson, y'all been waiting 35 years. It's finally coming home, baby.
Yeah, I don't really think it can be said any better than that. And just to let y'all know, I work not even a mile down the street from this man's high school, and you don't even know. You don't know just how fucking good it is to be a fucking Tiger right now, my friend. You just don't.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. That speech right there, that gave me goosebumps.
Because it's from the heart. He's an Anderson native. He wasn't recruited. Let me throw that out there to y'all. No one recruited him but us. Everyone said he was slow. Too slow, Billy Bob. Yeah, everyone thought he was just a slow, dumb white boy that couldn't cover in space. So yeah, that slow, dumb white boy that couldn't cover in space just fucking busted Alabama's ass for a national title. So y'all out there who think you know talent, shit on that. You don't know fucking nothing. The very first time I saw that boy play in a fucking T.L. Hanna outfit, the uniform, you know what I said when I saw that? This motherfucker is a thumper. Thank you. You're fucking welcome.
Man. So in case any of you guys were under a rock, Clemson won 35-31, and I'm telling you, this game lived up to what it meant out to be. I mean, it was like Clemson Alabama 2 was like a top tier USC fight where it was two dogs out there just pounding each other, hitting each other in the mouth. Grinding. I mean, look at that. 99 plays for the offense. That's a lot of plays.
And then they cap it with this.
Looks in the end zone. Hunter Renfrow caught it. Touchdown. And Clemson is 1 second away. Did you even imagine a moment like that at the end of the game? I knew it was going to be tough. And I just wanted to finish off strong, and we knew we would just have to come to the very end. Now, Hunter said with 6 seconds left, you wanted a running play. Well, Coach Swinney wanted to run a play, but I told him, let's pass it. And I told him, put the ball in my hands, and that's what we did. Talk to me about the final play.
So we actually had it called at the end of the third quarter, and we actually didn't call it or play it, and so just called it. It was awesome.
Well, we knew we were in a situation where we felt like we had points. We had 6 seconds. It was a sprint out. Either it was going to be there or the ball was going to be incomplete. Call timeout. Have 2 seconds left. Kick the ball.
That was Deshaun Watson, Hunter Renfrow, and Tony Elliott all breaking down that last play. 2 seconds on the clock. Watson to Renfrow. I mean,
It was a perfect play too because he ran that play before in the game, and it was like it's almost, I don't want to call it a pick play because picks are illegal.
well, they knew Alabama was going to come out in zero coverage.
But the guy just came out, and the one dude just went straight in. The other guy just kind of blocked the one dude out from going after him. Boom, wide open, and the side of the end zone. touchdown Renfro. I mean, it couldn't have been played any better.
Well, I mean, this is what I saw. It pretty much looked like every time you got near the goal line, if Alabama even thought for 1 second you were going to run the ball, they'd go to zero coverage, and they were in zero coverage. They really thought Clemson was about to try to pound that ball right down their throat. Which, honestly, I don't even know why they thought that with so much time. There was no time left. I mean, so much of that time had been run off the clock through all the play calling leading up to that moment. So I don't know why they thought we were going to run, but I'm really glad y'all did. Jeremy Pruitt's defense, I'm really glad y'all come out in zero coverage. We recognized it. We knew we were going to have Renfro to the outside. And as soon as he broke, Deshaun rolled through the ball. And then, I mean, it's just like as soon as it left its hand, I was following its zip line. And all I saw was Hunter Renfro wide open in the fucking end zone. And my heart stopped. Because I knew, I was like, all he's got to do is catch this ball, and we are going to be the fucking champions. And guess what? Clemson's Wes Welker didn't disappoint, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't. And let's talk a little bit about what happened before that play. Now, before that play, they had a long pass to, if I'm not mistaken, with Mike Williams.
Yes.
Up the sideline.
And Jordan Leggett.
And they got a passing interference call. Lucky they did, because that ended up putting them first and goal at the 2-yard line. And, of course, history has it. What happens? They go for a bootleg pick play. Boom. Renfro open in the end zone.
I mean, I've been hearing a lot of Alabama fans complaining about this said pick play, but it was legal. I mean, I think y'all are just sour because that was a legendary history-defining moment. That's the shit that ESPN 30 for 30s are made of, ladies and gentlemen. Alabama took the lead by 3 points and gave Deshaun Watson, the actual Heisman Trophy winner. Fuck all you dumbasses out there. We'll get to you later.
Oh, yeah,
but,
we're going to definitely get to him later.
Yeah,
we got a bone to pick with him. But.
Yeah, we got your fucking asses. But on to this. You don't give the ball to the best player in college football with 2 minutes. I mean, listen, you heard that song coming into the show? He was made for this. And he just took the fucking moment. He seized it by the balls. He pulled a Christian Wilkins and just seized it by the gooch.
All right, so let's do a little rewind real quick, because I want to talk about the game itself. Now, the game didn't start off too well. Alabama came out and with hard hitting
Pressure.
It looked like Deshaun couldn't. Deshaun couldn't get a pass off. They were beating the hell out of him. A couple questionable calls that, there was a lot of targeting going on, and they were trying to purposely hurt Deshaun and Mike Williams.
And there was no fucking calls.
But you know what? That's fine, Alabama. You tried to cheat, but you know what? In the end, you lost. Ha.
Here on the Burger and Badass Show, we're not going to be a little bunch of pussy-ass sissy whines. We're not going to sit there and blame the refs. Because let me tell you something. The refs are going to make shit calls on both sides of the ball. Sometimes it goes your way more than others. But you know what? It's a part of the game. And I'm just going to quote Jimmy Johnson. Right after Miami lost that game to Notre Dame, and they should have won, he replayed the film of them scoring what was a touchdown, but was called not a touchdown way back when. What did Jimmy Johnson tell his boys? You don't leave the game in the officials' hands. You want to put an end to that shit? Just go out there and whoop the other team's ass. Because you know what? If you're whooping their ass, it don't matter how many calls they're going to make on you. But what I saw that whole night, that was an officiating crew who obviously was going to let them play. There should have been targetings. There should have been holds not called. There should have been a whole lot of shit going on both sides of that football. Neither team was innocent. But I will say this. There were two obvious targeting plays. And I know that everyone's going to be talking about them because that's a big fucking deal in football nowadays. But hey, when you got fucking Garth Brooks in 20 years on steroids out there with his fucking traps calling the game looking like Ed Hockley, I mean, it seemed like they were just going to let it ride. And from, like you said, from the jump, from the very beginning, you could tell that Bama was setting the tone with that pressure all the time, all up in their face, hitting hard. And the officials, as soon as they realized that no shit was going to be called on hard hits, they opened the floodgate. And that shit, literally, it worked for all of about 2 quarters. And then what happened? Clemson was behind that whole game, but I don't know if any of y'all paid attention. 99 plays is a lot of plays. And when they're out, when your defense is on the field too much and our offense is still fresh, I don't give a damn how good you are. You're going to start getting tired. You're not fucking Superman. And that's what happened. Y'all got tired because pass rushing, ladies and gentlemen, takes a lot of energy. You got to be able to come off that edge with a lot of fucking burst. And late in a game, your pass rush is not going to be, it's not going to work. In fact, speaking of that, I would like to give a shout out to Pollard. Anybody out there know that? That boy is a freshman for Clemson. He stepped in for Fru Morgan. And a lot of people thought that Timmy Williams was going to whip him across that line of scrimmage all night. And guess what you didn't see? Timmy Williams doing shit. That boy stood up, quite arguably the best fucking D-end in college football, and stood him up like a fucking man. And that boy is a freshman. So hats off to Pollard. You, sir, are a fucking Banff.
So, funny story to that is, actually, me and you, Badass, we went to the local bar, Beef O'Brady's, here in Clemson, and we watched the first quarter, and it was so funny because Badass was getting so pissed off that we had to leave the bar because he was about to start yelling and cursing, and we were going to be kicked out here very shortly.
You know how I get.
Oh, I know how you get. I knew I could tell. I was like, all right, check. We're out of here. We'll go watch it in a controlled environment where you can cuss and say all the stuff you want to say. And trust me, guys, there was a lot of house burning of certain mothers of referees.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was really pissed off. Really pissed off.
So it got out to a quick Alabama 14-0 lead. And then with 6:09 left, Deshaun Watson drove down the field and ran it in for 8 yards to make it 14-7 at the halftime.
It seemed like nothing was going right, literally up until they scored. Once that first score happened, I think it really dawned on these boys that no matter how bad it gets, we are going to win this game.
Who was that guy that caught that screen pass? That was one of the big plays that I think really woke up the offense because he got a lot of yards on it. It was a little screen pass. Was it Blaine? Was it Williams? It wasn't.
It could have been Mike Williams. It might have been Artavis Scott. Actually, I think it was Deion Kane.
Oh, you know what? It was Deion Kane.
Deion Kane you're talking about. It was a tunnel screen because it wasn't a wide receiver screen. It was a tunnel screen.
Yeah, and he just took off down the field. And after that, it seemed like Clemson's offense just went and woke up. And it was like, okay, we're in a national championship game. We're down 14-0. It's time to come and get it's time to go down and score a touchdown because we can't go down by 3 touchdowns against Bama.
I think they really understood. It's like they really did get overwhelmed when Alabama had fresh legs, fresh energy. And I'm not going to lie. They were getting the better of Clemson, but once they weathered that initial storm and they figured out, okay, we can actually run with these boys. They're not gods like everyone's making them out to be. And then it started working. Now, granted, Alabama was ahead of Clemson for 3/4 of that game, maybe a little bit more. Maybe by 85% of that game, they were ahead. Maybe more. You might even be able to go 90%. And it really did look like Alabama was going to win that game. And a lot of people didn't think Alabama could score 30 points or more on Clemson's defense. But also, a lot of people didn't think Clemson could hang 35 on Bama's defense because they were vaunted to be better than last year's defense. But let's be honest here. If my boy Berger's going to run it down for you later. And not much changed from here last year to this year in terms of offensive output. I mean, the offenses showed up, and those are some of the best defenses in the country, which that just goes to show you how good offenses are getting. Because last week, the one thing that I did say that I had faith in was the fact that Alabama was not going to be able to sufficiently cover everyone on our offense, because once you have everyone covered up, you are going to leave somebody open because if a team has 1 or 2 weapons, it's easy to lock them down. You just say, all right, I'm committing a corner and a safety to you. I dare you to throw into double coverage all night because I'm going to get at least one of them from you. But when you've got to guard 7 different weapons on the field at once, I mean, I'm sorry, people, but you're asking too much. I don't give a fuck how good Bama is. You can't cover everyone all over that field, especially when you have playmakers at every level of the offense. I mean, what's next? I mean, if our offensive linemen could fucking score, they probably would.
And I think another big thing that played a factor in this, and you have to agree with me, is Alabama's punter.
Oh God, yes.
That dude, what'd you call him again?
Puddle of mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, he looks like Puddle of Mud, the guy, or Nickelback. One of those fucking stupid 2000s bands that the guys are always on drugs or drunk and skinny, fucking blonde hair looking Kurt Cobain wannabe motherfuckers. Yeah, he looks like, he does. He's all tall, lanky motherfucker. Look like Puddle of Mud.
But I'm telling you, he controlled Clemson's offense by pinning them so deep in Alabama's territory every time.
Told you that boy was sick.
I mean, there was 2 times I think they got the ball within 10-yard line.
Oh no, they pinned him to the fucking 2 that one time.
Yeah, I know that one time.
No, the 1.
The 1. Yeah, they pinned him to the 1-yard line. Lucky enough they got some yards and got a first down, but then had to punt. But at least they had some room to punt. You know what I'm saying?
But Clemson special teams also responded. Remember last year they beat us up on special teams. There was none of that shit this year. None of it. Did you see what I saw? I saw us pinning Bama back, telling them, okay, you march 80 yards. You're going to earn it. And you know what? We did make Jalen Hurts and company earn it. Because I don't know about y'all, but I definitely noticed them. They had struggles, especially in the second half of that game. They had a tremendous amount of 3 and out. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. That's why your defense got tired, because we kept 3 and out in your ass, and we keep our offense on the field. And I'm telling you, you do not want to be playing Clemson and have that the total number of plays called. If that number starts creeping anywhere over 80 to 85, the chances of you winning start drastically going down, because we are literally going to wear your ass down, because I don't know a whole lot of teams that can run 100 plus. Not many can do it and still have the energy. It's just you have to be highly conditioned, and Clemson is highly conditioned. That's why they can run 100 plays, and they're like, fuck it, we will run 100. Let's see if you can keep up.
So let's go ahead and start talking about the second half. Second half, Clemson comes out, and they shoot themselves in the foot. Lucky enough for their defense, they held them, and they only allowed a field goal to make it 17-7. And I know at this point you were a little nervous with this game because, you know, going down 14 again, and they're struggling on offense at this point. You're thinking, man, either Deshaun's got to come in and wake up, or he's got to just come out and Alabama's gonna roll him. I mean, that's how at that point. I know you were at that point where you were like,
oh yeah,
because you were like, Deshaun can't move the ball. Every time he tries to throw the ball, he's got a defensive guy in his face, or he's, you know, throwing into coverage and he can't make the pass, or he overthrows the guy.
See, there was a lot of overthrows. And that's the one thing that truly bothered me about a lot of those like non-calls that did happen. I mean, like I said, we can't sit here and blame refs too much. But there was a lot of times where he would throw the ball and there was blatant pass interference. But hey, that's football. It's almost like the what they told people on that play where they broke Bo Scarborough in the first half when he scored that first touchdown. If you actually go back and watch the film, the side judge is right there looking at the play. Blatant holding. Blatant. I mean, I could fucking... It's so blatant, it's like pulling your pants down and showing your ass to a room full of people. Fucking blatant. Like, you can't hide it. No call. And everyone's like, oh, there's holding on every play. Yeah, that's true, but sometimes you can't see it. When it's right in front of your fucking face. I mean, think about that, people. Alabama didn't score any defensive touchdowns in this game, which was their bread and butter throughout the season. They scored 31 pure points on offense. That's something they're not accustomed to doing, and they had to do it to keep pace with Clemson and try to outrun us because they knew you got to score points because these assholes are going to find their points. But I want y'all to think about this. They scored all those points. That's pretty impressive. It really is. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There were times where I saw them scoring and I was like, well, damn. I didn't honestly think that they were going to be able to score that easily. But the turning point is, like you said, to come in the second half. When they tried that tricksy-ass bullshit cutesy play that got them a touchdown to O.J. Howard.
Yep.
And they went back and they went ahead. That's what I'm saying. That little cutesy-ass bullshit play yes, they scored and it sucked, but I also thought to myself, if you got to resort to that kind of shit, we can beat you. Because if Scarborough was out of the game at that point, Jalen Hurts scrambled, obviously, for his touchdown. But the fact was, Bama was resorting to a whole lot of trickery, and they were trying to run some, funny-looking shit because they weren't confident in just running through the tackles, which they usually are.
So after this point, if they're down 17-7, it becomes a shootout at the OK Corral. You have Clemson going down, they score on the pass from Watson to Renfro to make it 17-14. And then Jalen Hurts hit a wide open Howard down the sideline. I mean, nobody covering that guy. I mean, he was absolutely wide open. Me and you both looked at Jalen and were like, who the fuck was covering him? And then Bolware, I remember seeing Bolware, he dropped his head.
He was pissed.
He's pissed because he knew he missed that coverage. And Howard just got wide open down that sideline. Once he was wide open, he was gone. He was like a gazelle running.
And what's crazy is the fact that Clemson got burned by this motherfucker last year. You'd figure that no matter what, Brent Venables would literally tell the defense, I don't give a shit who's covering him, but one of you is going to cover him like glue all night. We're not going to let him break free. Because remember we were joking about the juice is loose?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because OJ was killing us again, and I was like, God damn it. And you were like, he's not the real juice. And I was like, yeah, the real juice is locked up. And you were like, yeah, the juice is not loose.
The juice is not loose. The juice is in prison for being a dumbass.
Yeah, the juice is not loose.
No.
That's
a shame, too, because he was a good football player.
That's very true. He was.
Just a shitty person at life.
No, he was good at life. He just made shitty decisions. He was good at life, apparently. I mean, good God, look what he had going for him before he made shitty decisions.
Yeah, that is true. So, at this point, it's 24-14. And then Deshaun Watson goes down and throws a pass to Mike Williams to make it 24-21. And then Wayne Gallman ran it for 1 yard touchdown to put Clemson up 27-24. 28-24 after the point. And then Jalen Hurts, of course, as you said earlier, scrambled for 30 yards.
Finally got him one
to make it 31-28. And then, of course, as you guys heard earlier in the show, Watson to Renfro in the back of the end zone. Clemson wins 35-31. So, looking at some of the stats here, we had Deshaun Watson throwing 36 for 56, 420 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Wayne Gallman, 18 carries for 46 yards, 1 touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 22 attempts for 43 yards and 1 touchdown. And Leggett had 7 receptions for 95 yards. Kane had 5 receptions for 94 yards. Williams had 8 for 94 yards. And Renfro had 10 for 92 yards.
Tell you what, Renfro is a beast, dude. He is our Wes Welker. He is that short, little, fast white boy that just is going to, every time you throw it, if he can get 2 hands near that ball, he's going to catch it. And even if you knock the shit out of him, he's going to hold on to it. The little son of a bitch, he's just great. Love Hunter Renfro. Love him. Man's fucking walk-on. A fucking walk-on, just like Dabo was when he played at Bama. A fucking walk-on, my friend. Hunter Renfro is not a fucking blue chip, 5-star. He's not 4-star. He's not even a fucking 3-star. A fucking walk-on. That's right. Savor the flavor, Bama. You got beat. All your fucking 5-star talent got beat on the last seconds of a game by a fucking walk-on. Yeah. Suck on that. Roll tears, faggots.
I knew. I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming at some point of the show.
Yes. I've been stewing.
I know you have.
I've been stewing.
You've had a couple days to sink in now and really think of what you wanted to say on the show.
Auburn rolled the Oaks at Toomer's Corner, the Toomer Oaks.
Really?
When we won, yeah. Auburn was so goddamn excited. They forgot that they're Auburn Tigers, not Clemson Tigers. So I guess all they saw was Tigers beat Bama, and they were like, "Roll the trees, boys!" I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. They rolled it because they were happy we won because they fucking hate Bama.
Oh, everybody hates Bama. They're like the New England Patriots of football.
Dude, the whole country was pulling for fucking Clemson. Like, do you realize that? Like, they were talking to all these different people, like all these different programs. Everyone was like, "Fucking beat Bama, Clemson. Beat Bama. Fuck Bama." Like, everyone hates Nick Saban in Alabama. They've become. You're right. They've become too big. Oh yeah. Also, did you know that the fucking Empire State Building in New York City was lit up in orange and purple when Clemson won?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I'm excited too because guess what? Saturday, 9:30, they're having the championship parade.
I know. I can't. I gotta fucking work.
Oh, come on. Tracy wants you out of that?
No, dude, we all want to go. Everybody wants to go, but we can't.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
Oh, believe me, I know. I'm honestly, if I didn't like my boss, if he wasn't my homeboy, man, I'd say fuck it and I'd just quit. You know it's true.
I know, but you couldn't do that to your boy Tracy.
Yeah, he's my homeboy.
I like Tracy. Tracy's good people.
He is good peoples.
All right, so let's kind of look at Alabama on their side of how they did. Hurts was 13 for 31, 131 yards, 1 touchdown. Scarborough was held to 16 attempts at 93 yards and 2 touchdowns before he got hurt. And then, of course, Hurd himself ran for 63 yards and that 1 touchdown. Howard had 4 receptions for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. And Ridley had 5 receptions for 36 yards. And that was about it, guys. That was really about it with Alabama stats because once Scarborough went down, it all relied on Hurts. And Hurts is a freshman. And I think personally he ended up looking like deer in the headlights. I mean, he did, fight, but when Scarborough went down, it was almost that first initial reaction of, oh shit, our running program is gone. Like, we have no running game right now. So what do? I have to throw the ball against a stellar Clemson secondary.
I'm quite shocked, honestly, that he didn't tuck and run more. I'm not going to lie. Like, everyone out there knows, like, before this game began, I was heavily convinced. You can ask Berger, even off air. When we talked about this, I was heavily convinced that Alabama was not going to bother throwing the ball, that they were going all chips in with the running game. And when we mean all in, like, they're going to be handing the ball off to Scarborough. They're going to be getting that other boy involved that was running the ball for him. I can't remember his name, but he was a little tank when he come in. What's his name?
Stewart?
Is that his name?
Stewart or Harris?
Harris, that's his name. Harris. That Harris guy wasn't too bad, but like I figured it was going to be a heavy dose of Harris in the beginning of the game, Scarborough in the latter part of the game, because they keep his fresher legs to the end. And then I figured in between all this, they were just going to have Jalen Hurts tucking and running. When he was standing there in the pocket, looking for plays to develop, Berger and I talked about this too. He's got like 2 reads. He reads Ridley and then he reads the other guy, Stewart. I think is that his name, Stewart?
Yeah, Stewart.
He's got Ridley, Stewart. He reads 1, 2, and if they're covered up, boom, he takes off running.
Maybe Howard.
Yeah, and Howard exactly. And if that's the thing. Usually Howard's on block, but if he actually if he actually sets the block and then takes off, he's like a check down. But for the most part, Hurts is 1, 2, tuck and run. But the whole game he was going 1, 2, 3. Like he was going through progressions, and he's not a progressions quarterback. Because I'm not gonna lie, people, I'm loving the fact that we won this championship. Like I wake up in the morning and my fucking teeth are white, and like I take a fat shit, and I'm like, damn, Clemson won. We're fucking champions again. Like they're not my daddy's Tigers no more. They're fucking my Tigers now. And it's really cool. But let's face it, Clemson Nation. Let's be happy that their game plan went the way it did, because I have a feeling had it been a heavy dose of all 3 of them dudes just taking off running, like just only that and play action, like I don't know. That might have went differently. Then again, we might have been able to shut it down, and that's why they didn't want to rely on nothing but strict run. But I just want to let everyone know that we just beat the supposed number 1 defense. Like they were all time. Like they were saying that these cats were like unbeatable. I heard so many pundits and analysts on fucking ESPN and all these radio stations are just like, there's no way Clemson's going to score more than 10 points against this team. They're too elite. There's too much talent. You know, they just kept, I mean, they were shitting all over Clemson like we didn't have goddamn talent and recruits. And even Paul Feinbaum, like, and he is a fucking Bama homer. Don't get it wrong. Don't twist that. But he's also usually pretty fucking spot on with not being a jackass and an idiot, and he usually calls it how it's supposed to be seen. Even he wasn't giving nobody a chance. Like, no one gave Clemson a chance. Like, you know, Vegas knew what was up. I don't care what any of y'all think out there. That fucking spread opened at 9 and dropped all the way to 5.5 before the game kicked. Vegas knew exactly what the fuck was going on. That's why it went down so goddamn much. Clemson went from being a 9-point dog to a 5.5-point dog right before they kicked. You know why that is? Because Vegas fucking knew Clemson was better than that the whole time. They wanted to see how many fucking suckers were going to take that bet. There ain't no fucking way Vegas is going to give you 9 points and Clemson in a national title game when they're pretty fucking sure that they can outright win the game. That was a sucker's bet. I don't care. All y'all out there, that's a sucker's bet. If you didn't automatically know to take Clemson in the points as a dog, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry.
I mean, that is true. I mean, that's very true. I said to you, even when they said 7 points, I was like, I'll take 7 points in Clemson because this game's going to be a field goal.
Yeah, you want to give Clemson a fucking touchdown? Thanks.
Yeah, I'll take a touchdown with Clemson because that game's going to be decided by a field goal either
Right.
way.
And you're got 4 points.
Yep, and it ended up being 4 points.
And you even said it. You're like, it's going to be low. It ain't going to be nowhere near a touchdown. It's going to be under it.
Now, can I ask you a question? And I want your honest opinion, not just being a Clemson fan and hating Alabama, but Jalen Hurts, overrated or just not enough time in that spot yet?
No. He's not overrated. No, that kid's got incredible poise. He's 18 years old. He just played in a national title game and damn near won it with a fucking guy calling the plays that he ain't never had calling the plays before, while the most dick-headed coach of all dickheads is scrutinizing everything you do. I think he did pretty damn good. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if Bama's right back there again next year. It wouldn't shock me if they win it. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, to everybody out there listening, don't be shocked when it's Bama USC for the fucking title next year.
Oh, there it is right there.
Don't be shocked.
Is that your pick for next year?
Don't be shocked when it's number... All right, I'm really go ahead and blow your fucking dome pieces out there. Don't be shocked when number 4 Alabama wins in the playoffs to meet number 2 USC.
Really?
2 versus a 4. USC, number 2, versus Bama, number 4.
I'm gonna write that down, and I'm interested to see how it plays out next year.
If everybody's into this too early to call it shit, that's about too early to call it.
Mine was, I think Miami's gonna win their division next year and face whoever either Clemson or Florida State, whoever it is next year for the ACC title.
Realistically, you know who I think's going to play for the ACC title next year? No shit, it's going to be Florida State on our side. I think Florida State's going to have the year next year because Francois is going to be in his second year. You're going to have a lot of returners. I honestly think that Florida, unless we beat Florida State next year, which we could, but realistically, as I see it right now, I see Florida State versus Miami. I see Florida State beating Miami in the ACC championship. I see Florida State being ranked probably number 1. Like, I actually see them, if they're going to go on a run next year, I see them going on an undefeated run. I see them being ranked number 1 in the poll. I see Bama losing one game. I see Bama losing a game. I really do. And I think it's either going to be to Ole Miss or possibly LSU. One of them's going to get them.
I would say more LSU, I think.
Maybe Auburn. Maybe even Auburn. Sean White's coming back. Maybe Auburn gets them. Alabama's going to lose one game in the regular season this coming year, but they're going to be back in the playoffs. And I know it's too early to call right now, but I really am seeing Florida State, USC, Alabama, and if I had to throw a 4th team in there right now from what I see right now,
Penn State?
no. No, if I actually
Michigan,
no,
Ohio State, Oklahoma.
maybe Oklahoma, maybe what's the other team I'm thinking of? Shockingly enough, maybe Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin had a real good year this year.
And they're returning a lot of people. I mean, it's too early to call it, but I really do like. I don't know why, but I'm seeing an Alabama USC next year for the Marbles.
So I kind of want to wrap up this whole national championship talk, kind of move on from what we're doing. But before we move on to the next topic, I wanted to ask you: did you hear what Dabo said? I mean, his press conference about Colin Cowherd.
Oh, I did. I did actually hear what he said. We got the man right here.
And at the end of the day, we left no doubt tonight. You know, we wanted to play Alabama because now y'all got to change your stories. You got to change the narrative. Y'all got to mix it up. You know, the guy that called us a fraud, ask Alabama if we're a fraud. Was his name Colin Cowherd? Ask him. I don't never met him, don't know him. Ask him if we're Alabama if we're a fraud. Ask Ohio State if we're a fraud. Ask Oklahoma if we're a fraud. The only fraud is that guy because he didn't do his homework. I hope y'all print that.
Take our next question.
Exactly. Next question. Pin drop.
Damn.
No, I'm sorry. Did he just hurt y'all's feelings?
Damn, I didn't know Dabo had it in him.
Listen, you know what? He's sick and tired of his program being attacked by all these fucking apparently know-it-all pundits,
Liberals.
analysts, these fucking liberal douchebag
ESPN.
shit asses over at ESPN and think they fuck. I went to a university. I know everything. You don't fucking know shit about fuck. That's obviously why all y'all had Clemson written off after the Troy game because we struggled against Troy. And Louisville, big, bad, black Jesus leading fucking Louisville was coming to town. And, they're going to fuck in your ass by 21 points. It's going to be ugly. And you know what? Y'all got that shit way wrong, too. Y'all are just, you get shit way. And I remember the pieces you wrote. Oh, Clemson's going to be lucky to make it to a nice little bowl. Maybe a cotton bowl for Clemson. Fuck you. That's what a national title says. Fuck you, ESPN. And your bullshit.
Man, I you can't argue with that. I mean, they seem like they've hated on Clemson from day one.
Yeah, they did.
And I know why. We're not going to say why, but we all know why. And it's a shame because
It's a damn shame that in 2017 we can't be adults.
yeah, it really is.
Because Berger's right. We're not going to get into the specifics of why ESPN does not like Dabo or the Clemson program. Anybody out there listening, I'm pretty sure you're already aware of what it is. But for the sake of decency on our radio show, we're not going to get into that. But you know what? Just goes to show you. You know what? You assholes got no choice. Kind of like how you got to accept that President Trump is your fucking president now. You have to accept that Dabo and Deshaun and company are your national champions. And you know what? I know you don't like it. I know it hurts your little feelings. And I'm going to have to Sherpa you kicking and screaming up the mountain the entire way. And I know that you're going to need your coloring books and your safety dogs. And I know that you need safe spaces because you've been triggered. But you know what? You'll deal with it. You'll get the fuck over it. You know how I know? You just will. You don't have a choice. Because your bullshit is over. Fuck you. Fuck your bullshit. Your shitty reporting. You don't know what you're talking about. Every damn one of you, even your heralded fucking geniuses like Mel Kiper Jr. and Todd McShay, you don't know shit about fuck. None of you really do. Because all of you wrote Clemson off. Y'all had no faith in us to get back to the national championship. You damn sure didn't see a rematch when I'll go ahead and toot my fucking horn because I did. I saw that shit the second the first one ended. I said there will be a rematch, and that shit's on actual archive. Like, it's documented. It's not made up. I said that. So, from a little guy, little humble dude out here in South Carolina, just a little old me, just a pissant that don't know nothing about fuck, just a little old guy, from me to you, Fuck you, ESPN. You don't know shit about fuck.
Oh, I love your rants. They're so great. But they're true.
But they're true. But they're true.
They're great, but they're true.
Well, hold on. Speaking of a rant, it's not really much of a rant. It's more like a pity me party. Here's old Nicky, little Nicky. This is what he had to say about his perfection being crumbled after he lost. You know. And before we begin, hey Nick, you are the most assholic, non-fucking gracious having loser I've ever seen. You can't fucking have any dignity in loss. Instead of just fucking coming out there and thanking and saying, you know what, Clemson, you outclassed us, you deserved it. All you did was talk about your own team and a bunch of how you wish shit would have went different. You're disappointed. You know what? Fuck you, man.
Did you get Fool Me Monster?
Dude, he just, like, I would just wish for 1 second that he would drop the Napoleonic complex. Because I know you're fucking 5'1" having ass is angry all the time. And that's okay. But you know what? You need to learn how to give credit where it's due. But here's what little Nicky had to say.
I wish there was something else that I could do for the players to help them be more successful in the game. But to the older guys on our team, the seniors, their leadership has been commendable all season long. And these guys have accomplished tremendous amount of success for the University of Alabama in the years that they've been here. To win 3 straight SEC championships, to be the playoffs 3 straight years, to win a national championship.
Me, all about I, my team, this, my man. Fuck you, dude.
Job of representing the university.
He went into Fool Me Monster.
These guys and their winners
Fool Me
in every
Monster.
way.
Listen to this shit.